So we've used like the typical three male teens, like working class, which is often used in horror genres, and
we also used a handheld camera to suggest that the feeling of being watched.
There's like 2 deaths, so you know it's obvious what genre it's going to be because we know from the very beginning that there's 1 survivor, which means there are at least 2 people that have died.
But this is told through the use of narration.
And the weather worked out to be quite good for us because it was quite cold and it was like frosty as well, so it gives it an eerie effect to it, which is quite good.
It wasn't really what we was planning to do, but it still came out. It worked well for us, and we decided to stick with it.
We have gone off codes and conventions, though. Like the way we've used happy music, like we've used Town Called Malice the Jam, which is like, you know,
it's just like none of it's set in the dark either. It's just all like daytime shots, which is not often used.
But we did this because we felt that in the first 3 minutes of a horror film, we did not want to show too much of the film to leave some things up to the imagination for the rest of the film.
Really, me.
One of my inspirations for this film was the film Leon, because it challenges the codes and conventions by using many daytime shots, and this is one way we decided to go with our film. And also Leon is the hitman, but he's not seen as the bad guy, so it challenges the codes and conventions. Still it's a good film.
Our cast is just mainly male teens, white middle class, a bit rebellious, like smoking, drugs, weed and stuff like that. And
we went for the to use white characters and middle class teenagers, white characters, because we felt that in 1979, which is when part of the film is set, that the country was more populated with white people.
And we've gone down the typical horror like conventions and had it as like an all like mostly white cast, so that's just like typical of horror films rather than challenging it there. Well, we picked Film 4 because it focuses on a youth audience, for like that we figured that'd be quite a good target audience for our film.
They go for like low budget films. Not everything has to be like based around a huge budget. They will like accept things which work on a slightly lower budget.
And we also noted that they give a chance to new and up and coming filmmakers, which is basically ourselves.
The social demographic groups we've tried to attract are E to C1.
What we were generally looking at is teenage males as well.
We kind of wanted our characters in the film to mirror the target audience we aimed for.
We tried to attract our audience by having a plausible and feasible storyline, like by it actually being able to happen, because we don't know at the start what's happened to the person that's dead.
We used like pop culture references using the quite popular song The Jam and A Town Called Malice, and used drug references as well to reel in the target audience.
Also at the start there's a hook at the start of the film which like reels in the audience to so it's a shock at the start of the film, and you want to know what's happening for the rest of it, we thought. And also there's a rather interesting voiceover that we used to try and
be intimate with the audience. It like
appeal directly,
you know, yeah. It's as though they're speaking directly to the audience rather than to someone else.
There's also a good-looking girl at the start of the film to basically draw in our teenage male audience. And that's it. What I've learned is to basically become familiar with basic shots and camera movement, having never learnt it before, unlike the other 2 members in my group. So the things I learnt was things such as panning, tilting, match on action and framing.
To edit, we've had to use Final Cut, which was the first time any of us have had to use it, so we've learned transitions between shots, dragging and dropping our chosen camera shots in, freeze frames and rendering songs, and to
credits as well.
Put them over the top, yeah, and putting credits in.
We used Blogger, which came in. It's quite handy as like a structure to your piece. So I learned about like setting up the blogs and embedding video. But when we were storyboarding our idea, we came across a few problems with it, and had to scrap our original idea, which led us on to our better idea. So from the prelim, we used the match on action shot for like later on in the like sequence we've got. So there's a moment where I put my hand up and then it cuts to another shot of me putting my hand down from like the bushes as if I'm being watched.
We also stuck to the 180-degree rule, where there's two of us having a conversation. The camera doesn't swap sides, so it looks like we are still in conversation.
And we also used reverse shot, which was a good way to show conversation without having just a single shot. So that's what we used. And
we also incorporated some zooms in, which we just did on the camera, where we're doing montages of different
establishing shots,
yeah, of the terrain.
And this was a good way to set the scene as it's early on in the film, and you can show, like as Sam said, the terrain, so the scenery around it.